1842. It was brought by the white missionaries, precisely CMS, Church Missionary Society. And their first point of call was at Badagry. And on their way to Abeokuta, they stopped over here in Ota. And so they started a school, a primary school here, that is the oldest in Ota. And at the same time, they planted a church. And so they were using this building. We call this building 1842 building house. They used it as the church, as their residence, and as the primary school. So it's the oldest building, story building in Ota. In, the second in Nigeria, and the second in West Africa, as we were told, because it was built around 1842.
The Cathedral Church of St. James's, Osiota, Ogun State, is not just an edifice, nor the second-story building in Nigeria, built in 1842. It is an historically rich building when it comes to Christianity in Nigeria. This structure is also a place where Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowther translated the Holy Bible into Yoruba language, while at the same time served as a residence of the missionaries and the first primary school that introduced Western education to the people of Ota. The Cathedral Church of St. James's still has in its possession some items that were used by the very first occupants of the building back in 1842. The items include a chalice, baptism bowl, chairs, cowries, and some currencies used in those days.
Yeah, the white missionaries stayed here, and we even heard in history that Bishop Ajayi Crowther also stayed here. There's a room there where he used, and some parts of the Yoruba Bible translation were done there. And so we have some monuments there. The seat is there, the chair he was using, and some other things. If you get into that building, you will get some of the artifacts and those materials.
This historical monument was also formerly referred to as Ipate Oyinbo, meaning settlement of the white people, coined from the dialect of the Awori people, who are the early settlers of Osiota and the first immediate host community of the white men.
Cowries were found there. I was told this was the currency, the money they were spending then. So they just got the pot somewhere at the back. And if archaeologists will want to do a further work here to do some excavation, I know there will be discoveries. If during a construction this was found here, just this one without any sash, and the chair, I referred to this chair, I call it Bishop Crowther's chair. We were told that he used to sit on this while making the translation of the Bible from English to Yoruba. You know, Bishop Ajayi Crowther is a force to reckon with in evangelism in Nigeria, not even in the western part alone. Even in the eastern part, he also worked there.
Dean of the Cathedral, Venerable Nelson Adewale, admits that the edifice should be a national treasure, calling on government to preserve its hidden treasures.
The building itself should be preserved. The old materials brought in from London then should be preserved. Also, we need to expose this place to the entire world so that people will come and see the history of Christianity in Ota. and indeed in Nigeria. So we also want to make it as a religious site where you can enter into the room Bishop Ajayi Crowther used, and there you can reflect and pray, and even pastors can take their time to be there.
The upper floor of the distinguished building now serves as the cathedral's office, while the ground floor is the residence of one of the church's workers. The building, which is an all-wood affair, is still made up of all the initial woods that were used to build it, except for little changes in color due to time-to-time polishing.
This was recently brushed up and preserved. This served as a safe where money were kept, and other important documents like certificates and vital documents were kept here. It was brought, and they brought it from Britain.
2 surviving altar chairs are also still standing very strong and not showing any signs of wearing out due to old age.
Thank you, Benga. From Osiota, we move to Imeko, which is an ancient community in Imeko-Afon, local government area of Ogun State. Imeko-Afon is blessed with a whole lot of natural tourist attractions, including religious sites, among which are Oshoro Spring, Ogun River, tomb of a Congolese soldier, Captain Travelino, who, according to history, died of malaria in 1899 and was buried upright. Celestial City and Otsakule Mount of Salvation that was discovered by a renowned prophet, Frederick Akombi Adeoye, Obainu Akpata, just to mention a few. Let's now join Yusuf Ganiu for an insight into Imeko, one of the very many abodes of Yoruba people.
Imeko is an Nigerian community inhabited by Ketu people with farming as their main economic activity.
Imeko Igbirimarin Doti ọmọ ajíṣefínní. Imeko Igbirimarin Doti ọmọ ajífapọ̀yọ́ràn. Ọmọ òyìnbó ní ṣafá. Ọmọ àgbàrá ṣubú lodò inú ń bátan.
What is known as Yowa land in Ogun State today cut across every section with Yowa rivers, tributaries that is from Imeko down to Idogo in Ilaro area, and from Idogo to Ado to Badagry and into the lagoon. The landscape of this Asian community is dotted with enviable tourism assets that enjoyed huge European patronage with great history. Its soil is second to none in cotton plantation, among others.
Imeko became the capital town of all these border communities, and that's why they said the headquarter town for preventive service that later become Western Frontier Force. So that was in 1897. And in that 1897, so the record shows that the people relocated from that valley where Oshoro Spring is. So the earlier people there, the earlier Imekoans there migrated or relocated from that valley onto this plateau.
Imeko is also a religious tourist attraction site with the headquarters of the Celestial Church of Christ worldwide, which usually plays host to millions of members annually. It is also the abode of a renowned prophet, Frederick Akombi Adeoye, the founder of an historic mistrust religious site, Otakwele, Mount of Salvation. Oshoro Water Spring in Imeko is an age-long natural source of water that flows from the rock.
River Oshoro, where it is, was original homestead of Imeko. It was original homestead of Imeko. When you are there, you discover that it is in a valley. I think the forefathers are looking for a convenient place to settle. They are looking for a place where there will be water. And I think that's what premeditated their settling there. And among the water source they found in the valley is Oshuru. So, and that's why the place is now being called Ahurili Abandoned Homestead. It's not only Oshuru that is there. There is another spring. That one is known as Ogbon River. Ogbon River is known to be the white man's spring, because they dredge it a little bit and they put iron pipe through which water, and that's what the earlier colonial master that were here were drinking.
Descending the valley of the 162 steps tunnel that led to the ancient source of the Ilin water supply in Aworeile, the homestead of the people of Imeko, is with pleasure, but when coming back, it's a form of exercise, as tourists and fun seekers always sweat profusely before getting to the top. OGTV Social and Community News crew also observed that at Aworeile, the abandoned homestead of Imeko people, there are stones erected around the community, but it was revealed that the stones were like a shield for the community during the old intertribal war.
To secure themselves. Ibi tí mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ti wà kó tó di pé wọ́n mú lọ sí plateau yẹn.
Wọ́n ní ẹni yẹn tí wọ́n bá ti assign ẹ̀ pé ó fẹ́ tó ibẹ̀ yẹn dé ibi ilé ni wọ́n á ti gbé oúnjẹ síbẹ̀ ní èní. Bódòrò ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ tiẹ̀, wọn ò rí i. Torí ṣe mọ̀ pé àwa ọmọ ọ̀sìn nílé ìwádìí pé ta ló máa gbé òkúta ńláńlá wọ̀nyí. Dẹ̀ǹgbà tí wọ́n já sí gbangba, wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá engage ara wọn pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ ọkọ́ àti àdá láti mọ odi ìyẹn natural hip oní alámọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí eléyìí tó fi òkúta tó yìí àǹjọ̀nú ló tò.
Onimeko of Imeko, Oba Benjamin Olanite, says culture and tradition, especially in form of tourist attraction, are embedded here, noting that only way to harness the potentials is for government to look at the multiplier effect on the economy.
There are great things. Not only in terms of tourism structures here, but even the land is abound. Like they call this local government as virgin land. These are the reasons why they call it virgin land. But for how long will one remain virgin? What I have that on the issue of all the things, natural tourism attractions that are here in this local government, the government should even think of us. Where tourism is going, I could say in Imeko from local government, we have what is called now, because the only land for Udua investment in Ogun State is here.
Oshuru Water Spring is a place to be anytime you visit Imeko. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV Social and Community News.
Imeko, the home of several tourist sites. Let's now move to Personality of the Week. He is one of the foremost industrialists in Ogun State, Ade Ogundeyin. His company manufactures armored personnel carrier in Odiremo, Ogun State, among other business concerns. We'll take you into his world in this package.
Ade Ogundeyin, a current registered engineer, holds a BSc in chemical engineering from the University of Lagos. Ogundeyin, who hails from Odiremo, Ogun State, is the group managing director of the conglomerates in Nigeria with an international presence in the US, Kuwait, China, Ghana, and Liberia. In his pursuit of his company's corporate vision for a sustainable national and global presence, Ogundeyin has over the last 25 years diversified with the establishments of several other companies, including a company that builds armored personnel carriers in Odiremo in Ogun State, and is the first armored vehicle manufacturer in West, East, and Central Africa. He has participated in several international trainings, and he has been guest speakers at various seminars on entrepreneurship within and outside Nigeria.
Wherever you have challenges, you have opportunities. The greater challenges you have, the greater opportunities you have. We've always been of the notion that, look, you have to develop your own economy. Once you import, what you realize is that it's not a long-term thing. The reason why we've made a success in this country is basically because the government has said they want to stop all importation chain. They want to create job employment. They want technology transfer.
It would be recalled that he was awarded the African Industrialist at the House of Lords Parliamentarians, the United Kingdom, in 2015 by the Africa International Business Forum, 2014 Business Excellence Award. Sequel to this, Ade Ogundeyin was also appointed a member of the Nigerian Industrial Policy and Competitiveness Advisory Council by the Federal Government of Nigeria, May 30th, 2017.
Thank you so much, Moses. That was the world of foremost industrialist in Ogun State, Ade Ogundeyin. He his company manufactures armored personnel carrier, APC, in Odiremo. And that brings us to the end of social and community news for today. We thank you for watching. Bye for now.